Good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure to be here and to see all of these faces of different people from different places. I'm from Oxford, North Carolina. I started out about 50 years ago trying to farm. And believe me, that has been such a journey. My farm sits about 40 miles north of Raleigh. And what we are trying to do today is trying to make sure that people understand the farm bill. The farm bill is written every 5 years. And what's happening this year, agriculture is taking a reset. And so we have people who are coming together to make change. And we need change. But I have a family who operated a farm. When I left my farm this morning, we have full-time help. We have 3 Hispanic ladies to come in. My 2 sons work on the farm. And we have 1 white person who works for us. One thing that I found as we work in farming, labor. We have to have labor to be able to harvest crops, to be able to put crops in. Those are things that one person can't do. So one key thing is, how do we get our politicians to change, to reform, so that we can have health? We need immigration reform. That's the way to get help through the farm. If you're in agriculture, as you know, I came out of a state where the black farmers lost his stomach. So we're still having a lot of problems. We're still losing land. One, the United States government, they tell us all the time that things have changed. But really? That's what I want to know. The young people who we work with today still go in the same offices I went into. And they are told the same things that I was told. But what I'm more interested in now is, how do we bring back our kids to the farm? We're a dying breed. And then when we talk about, we have all of these fights that we're fighting right now. Violence, racial justice, community. One that I like when we talk about communities over corporations, we must change the subsidies because the larger farmers get the biggest part of the money that's coming out of the farm bill. I work a lot with the Field Alliance. And years ago, when we first started, when I started with them, our conversation was building power. How do we build power to take on these challenges? Novena, this is what it looks like. As one farmer, I can't make change. There are only 2% of our population there farmers. Black farmers are only 10% of that 2%. So how, to me, as I tell myself, to take over the farm, there's so many variables, there's so many things that play into that. And although they worked on the farm for 40 years, but are they going to be able to take over the farm? Will they be able to move the farm forward? Because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. We still can't go into our FSA office, fill out application, and expect to get a loan. When we go to get grants. And she said, that's a long process. What I would like to see, what we're trying to do in our county, in our state, is trying to make sure that the younger farmers coming along don't fall between the cracks. Because if they fall between the cracks, get disappointed early, they don't stand a chance. They still have to get loans to. One thing, when I borrowed money, it took a loan every year. I started out milking cows. It took me milk cows for 44 years. Really. We went out in 2003, and it was the last black dairy farmer in the state of North Carolina. And the way I look at it right now, there won't ever be another one. Unless we change the rules, unless we are willing to change the stuff. When I started farming, there was a small farm within 3 miles of each other. Those farms supported our community. That's what kept our stores there. When we going out in our county right now, our storefronts, a lot of them. We don't have our community. We got $1 million homes forcing us out of business. Rob 30 miles from us, and it's grown within 10 to 15 miles. So where are we going to farm? And most of the land, we've been spraying herbicides and pesticides so long until it really needs revamp. So we must make sure that as we take the time, we stay steady. We need to stay on the job. We need to make sure that Congress hears us. And we have to say it loud enough because we need our farmers. We need our farmers on the land. COVID taught us that we have a very fragile food system. Thank you.